Have you ever stopped while watching a soccer game to wonder how this beautiful sport began? Have you ever paused to think where it came from, who invented it, or why it's called soccer and not football? If so, then this is the video for you. The evolution of football can be traced back to the codification of the laws of the game in England. During the 19th century, before this time, there were various forms of football being played across the country. The term soccer is a shortened version of association football. The untold story of soccer's rise to fame is one of passion, perseverance, and teamwork. Do you have a favorite football team or player? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Born in the bustling streets of London, the sport quickly gained a cult following among the working class who found solace and camaraderie in the game. But it wasn't all fun and games. The early players had to endure ridicule and even violence from those who saw the sport as a threat to social order. Undeterred, the players persevered, organizing the first football association in 1863 to establish the rules and promote the sport. The FAS efforts paid off as the sport grew rapidly in popularity, spreading to other parts of England and then to the rest of the world. But the journey to global domination was not easy. Soccer had to overcome numerous obstacles, including 2 world wars that nearly brought the sport to its knees. Yet the sport's popularity continued to grow, fueled by the passion of its fans and the dedication of its players and organizers. Today, soccer is the world's most popular sport, uniting people from all walks of life in their love for the game. From the iconic stadiums of Europe to the dusty fields of South America, soccer has captured the hearts and minds of billions. And as long as there are people who love the beautiful game, its popularity will continue to grow, which was chosen by the English Football Association in 1863 to distinguish the game from other forms of football, particularly rugby. The term soccer is thought to have originated as a nickname used by rugby players to mock the FA and their followers. The rugby players considered the FAS version of football to be a less violent and more pedestrian game than rugby, and they used the term soccer as a way of showing their contempt, despite its somewhat derogatory origins. The term soccer eventually became widely accepted as a way to refer to association football, particularly in the United States and Canada. In fact, the U.S. Soccer Federation, the governing body for soccer in the United States, was founded in 1913 in the Canadian Soccer Association. The governing body for soccer in Canada was founded in 1912. Both organizations continue to use the term soccer to this day. Today, the term soccer is used interchangeably with association football in many parts of the world, including North America, South America, and parts of Asia. In the United Kingdom and some other parts of Europe, the term football is preferred. Regardless of the term used, the game remains the same and continues to be enjoyed by billions of people around the world. But there was no official governing body, and the rules of the game varied from place to place. The first recorded attempt to codify the laws of football took place at a meeting held in 1848 at Cambridge University. The meeting was attended by representatives from 8 different schools, including Eton, Harrow, and Rugby. However, they were unable to agree on a set of comprehensive rules, and the meeting ended in deadlock. Another meeting was held at the London offices of the Football Association, now known as the FA. This time, representatives from 11 clubs were in attendance, and they were able to agree on a set of 13 rules that would become the foundation of modern football. One of the key differences between the new code of laws and the previous versions of football was the restriction on handling the ball. In the earlier games, players were allowed to use their hands and arms to move the ball. But under the new rules, only the goalkeeper was permitted to touch the ball with their hands within the penalty area. Another innovation was the introduction of the offside rule, which was designed to prevent players from simply hanging out near the opposition goal in the hope of being passed the ball. The game quickly gained popularity and spread throughout England and then 2 other parts of the world. The FA Cup, the oldest national football competition in the world, was established in 1871, and the Football Association Challenge Cup, now known as the FIFA World Cup, was first held in 1930. Football is the most popular sport in the world, with billions of fans and players. In today's episode, we'll talk about how ancient games of kicking a ball paved the way for modern football. The transformation of soccer can be traced back to the English public schools, which were boarding schools for children of the upper classes. During the 19th century, these schools were the centers of English culture and sport, and they played a significant role in shaping the modern game. The English public schools were instrumental in codifying the rules of soccer and establishing the basic structure of the game. For example, the School of Eton is credited with introducing the concept of offside, which was designed to prevent players from simply hanging out near the opposition goal in the hope of being passed the ball. Rugby School, on the other hand, is credited with introducing the concept of a scrum, which is a method of restarting play after a minor infringement. In addition to codifying the rules of the game, the English public schools also contributed to the development of soccer tactics and playing style. For example, the School of Rugby is credited with developing the rugby scrum, which is a method of restarting play after a minor infringement, while the School of Harrow is credited with developing the Harrow system of passing, which emphasizes short, quick passes between players. The influence of the English public schools on soccer can still be seen today in the fact that many of the most prestigious soccer clubs in the world, such as Eton Town, Harrow Borough, and Rugby Town, have their roots in these schools. We'll explain why association football was separated from rugby and how it got its name. And lastly, we'll discuss why it's called soccer and not football. So without any further ado, let's get started. Part 1. The ancient roots of soccer. Have you ever wondered if ancient civilizations played a game similar to football? Well, they did. Evidence suggests that as early as the 2nd century BC, the Chinese played a game called Cuju, which involved kicking a leather ball into a net. The game was part of a military training exercise, but soon became popular among civilians. Cuju was played with a ball made of leather and a net made of silk. Players could only use their feet and head to move the ball and were not allowed to touch it with their hands. The game was played on a rectangular field with 2 goals. Each team had 11 players and the game lasted for 90 minutes. Sounds familiar, right? The ancient Romans also played a game called harpastum, which was similar to football. The game was played with a bladder and a ball made of leather and was used as a form of exercise for Roman soldiers. However, there is little documentation of the rules of the game, but it is believed that 2 teams of equal numbers tried to move the ball into the other team's goal. During the Middle Ages in Europe, various forms of folk football were played. These games were often violent and chaotic and were eventually banned by the English Parliament in 1314. But despite the ban, the people continued to play the game in secret. One of the most famous medieval football matches took place in 1580. Part 2. How football evolved. Part 3. Soccer's transformation. Part 4. Why do they call it soccer? Part 5. From streets to stadiums. We hope you enjoyed learning about how ancient games paved the way for modern football.